the place to be for tips, tools, strategies, and information to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so that you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. And today is Tuesday, which means Terry Johnson is here from Terry Johnson Online. Attention necessary. And she's going to be talking to us, and we're going to be talking about, so we need you to join in too, your biggest asset. So we want to thank everybody who's watching live, watching on the replay, on the East Coast, on the West Coast, Google Plus, Twitter, wherever you are watching. We thank you so much and say welcome.
Hello, everybody. If you're in the audience, please say hello and let us know if you could see and hear us clearly, because we don't want to start talking and getting into the subject matter, which is going to be really good today. And you guys can't hear us. So if you're in the crowd right now, which I hope you are, please say hello, put in a comment, say everything's fine. Whatever you want to put in the comment is fine. And we're here today to talk about marketing, social media management, content marketing, anything that has to do with marketing your business and the things you need to do to make your business grow online and offline. Because some of this stuff can apply to offline, but we primarily talk about online, which is, everything. Everybody's doing that on right now, putting their business online, using social media, and definitely should have a website already. But, there is a stat that says there are several, I forgot the number, but there's a percentage of businesses that still don't have a website in 2018. So I can't believe that. But welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here live, and to the replay viewers, thank you for watching. We're glad you're here. As usual, we always say this is not a lecture class. We're here to have a lively discussion. We want comments. We want your questions. We want your opinions. Whatever you have to say, please put them in the comments. Let us know that, you're listening to what we're saying and you have an opinion. You don't have to agree with us. That's not what we hear about. This is a discussion where there's two sides of the story. We present our side, we say our opinion, and then you ask us questions or give us your opinion, and we talk about it. So that makes for a better live discussion. And like I said, I hate the lecture part of it where, there's someone droning on and talking and presenting slides and not talking to the audience. So that's what we do. We have a conversation here. So we're talking about ways to make your business fun to run, because it should be fun.
Yep.
It should be something that is, it is hard work. Don't get me wrong. It is hard work, but sometimes you need to know, well, I'm not the only one that's thinking this way or finding it hard, or I need to find the answer to a question I have. And it's too much stuff online. I hear that all the time. Too much stuff online. How do you break through the noise? How do you find clarity? How do you get the right answer that you want? So that's what we try to do here, provide you with the right answer, the right strategy. So today we're going to talk about your biggest asset. And this is a counterpart to last week's live show. I hope you guys watch. If not, go back and watch the replay where the title was Small is the New Big. And we talked about your audience being small, and that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing, because that's something that, the technical term in business and marketing, they call it a minimal viable audience. So that minimal viable audience is the audience that is your true fans. That's the people that are there for you when you're giving out your message and giving out value that they want to hear. So they're there to listen to you. Now, we talk about going viral, and people want to go viral and everybody is their customer, and that's just not true, because you want to connect with those people that want to hear what you got to say. So that's where we got the small is the new big as far as your audience. You celebrate the numbers, whether it's 5 or 5,000, you celebrate the number. That's what you do. And you're there for a reason to say, well, I'm here to say my opinion or this fact about this subject matter. And you've got people, hey, Carlos is here. Hey, Carlos. So you've got people that are saying, they want to listen to what you have to say, because you're bringing something of value. It's just not noise. There's too much noise online. And we need to get rid of the clutter. We're here to cut through the noise and the clutter. And that's why I have the group Attention Necessary, which I feel like that is the first thing that you need. When I hear people, well, you know, my numbers aren't growing on Instagram, or nobody's responding to my live show, or nobody's reading my this, or nobody's following me. Well, you got to get the attention first. So there's ways to do that. And we talk about that in the group. So if you want to join the group, it's attentionnecessary.com. You can go over there. And of course, you're watching the BizChicks and Terry Johnson online on Facebook. So you know where to find us. And you can look below us. We got, you know, I put the little card up where you got the name and you got where to find us online. You type in BizChicks, you'll find the bit. And I should change that. It should be Real BizChicks, right?
On Twitter, it's Real BizChicks. And I might need to toying with the idea of changing it on Instagram.
Okay. Okay. So when we do that, we're gonna have that. But look for the BizChicks, and you know what we look like. So you'll see our photos, or you'll see our content, and you know the style that we talk about. So you will find us just by typing in BizChicks and Terry Johnson online. You'll find us online.
Yes, you shall.
So that's what the wrap up of last week, and it ties into what I want to talk about now, which is your biggest asset. And I'm calling it your biggest asset because I really wanted to ask the question to everybody in the audience: what is your biggest asset when it comes to your business? What is the biggest asset? Think about it. Think about it. What is your biggest? It's not your inventory. It's not your location. It's not business cards, or, you know, I got a loan, or, you know, my sale. That's not your asset. Think about asset. Asset is a useful or valuable thing, person, or quality. It's a valuable part. It's the strength of your business. So think about, what is your biggest, your strongest asset? We're going to talk about that. I'm going to tell you, I was waiting for people. Okay, Carla says product and me. Donna's here. Hi, Donna. I'm going to wait for some answers. But what do you think it is, friend? What do you think your biggest asset for business?
Probably my relationship with the people who get me, or the people who are the people.
Yes, your customers, right?
Yep.
So that is, but not your customer. The biggest asset is something that's between you and the customer. And it's called word of mouth. Your word of mouth. We've talked about that. Your word of mouth. It's that thing. It's not reputation. It goes beyond that. Because reputation is, you know, this is who you are online, or you got this, you know, your brand colors, or your brand this, or, you know, people speak highly of you, or you've got 5-star reputation. That's your reputation, which is kind of part of this. But word of mouth, think about it. It's what is in the consumer's mind when they think of you and talk about you. And the part about talking is the most important part. When they talk about you to other people in their life, that's your word of mouth.
Oh, so we should be wanting somebody to say something about us.
Oh yeah, you want people to talk about you in a good way.
Okay, I was getting ready to specify. Okay, because they be having a conversation in another way.
No, we mean word of mouth in a good way. So think about it. When someone needs a dry cleaner, then who do they ask?
They normally ask somebody they know.
And what does the person say? Oh, you should try so-and-so on 13th Street on the corner. They're really good. They clean my silk blouse and that. That's word of mouth. Here's another example. You need to buy a house. What do? You go to Yellow Pages to buy a house? No. You ask somebody
that you know.
In conversation, that you know.
Yep.
That you know. And before social media, what was it? It was neighbors talking to each other over their heads with a cup of coffee.
Yep.
Or, you know, on the weekends, dad is cutting the grass and the other dads are talking.
Yep.
They talk about the lawnmower, or they're talking about their tools, or they're putting a pool in, or they're getting a new car. All of those things is word of mouth. So that is a part of marketing that we really need to focus on. Because there was a study, you know, I love studies. There was a study by McKinsey and Company, and they found out that word of mouth is the primary factor between 20 to 50% of all purchasing decisions. And this influence is greatest when consumers are buying a product for the first time, or when a product is relatively expensive. Those are the things that make people look for more research, seek more opinions. That means talking to people that they know online and offline. It used to be just offline before social media, but now it's online. I will go on my Facebook and people will go, oh, I need to get a new computer. What do you recommend? Or I need this, that, and that. What do you recommend? And people will come into the post and say, oh, you should do this. Oh, you should go there. So people are doing that more than ads.
Yep.
Because we've ads, I'm telling you, ads are like this thing that is just there. You go, oh, that's an ad, and you go about your business, unless it's a really, truly extraordinary ad. And we talked about that. But advertising, these companies are it's just filler, because everything is happening social media, online, word of mouth. Who do you trust? You trust an ad? Or you trust the person that actually went to that? Say you know, you want a hairstylist. You see someone, or you know someone, oh, you got your new style. Who did it? Oh, so-and-so salon. Guess who's going to so-and-so salon? That person. And that's the word of mouth part of it.
And yeah. So your customers should be referring you, and you should be referable.
Yes. And now it's not like a reference. I mean, I know what you're saying, but this is more of a...
It's an introduction, or somebody... Yeah. Can somebody say something about you? Or girl, you know, you need to call TJ, because she'll help you get all your social media stuff together. That is and it's not paid and it's not promoted. That's just natural.
It's not something that you pay someone to go around the neighborhood and put flyers. That's not word of mouth.
Nope.
It's advertising. Word of mouth is it's organic. Like I said before,
that's the word I was looking for.
When you went to a party and people small talked about different things, and you're at the house and, oh, your house, you know, you got everything's decorated nicely, you got new furniture. And people are going to ask about it, and you're going to say the name of the furniture company. And you're so happy because the workmen came and they put everything where you wanted, and they didn't scratch it with the floors, and they were so nice and kind. That's word of mouth. Now, on the opposite end of that, if they come and say anybody that's in that chain of command with you purchasing, whether you're in the store or they're delivering the furniture, and something negative happens, that's word of mouth too, but that's a negative mark on you, because they're going to talk about it also.
Yep. And they will not be nice about it. You notice how the people, they choose their words carefully when they're going to say something. Sometimes when they say something negative, they're purposely going to do something and say something, embellish it, make it sound more than it probably was, just to get their point across, to get out their emotion behind the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you want them to have the opposite emotion when they're talking about you. Oh, I am so glad that I went to see her. My hair just was over, and they're over the moon about you.
Right.
But you have to have something to be over the moon about.
Yeah, and that's the other part of it. That's the part of it where I said it's not just a referral or a reference or a reputation. All of that is in the mix, but this word of mouth thing is, two friends talking over the phone about, oh, they discovered a new hairstylist, they discovered a new boutique, they discovered a new website, they went online and bought this, or they bought that, they went to Amazon. You should get Prime, because when you shop Amazon and Prime, it's, you pay the one price and you can just order and everything's just come. That's that kind of thing. Where, the customer has experienced it and has a positive reaction.
And so
spread the word.
And that's okay. I like spreading the word, because if you had a good experience, you want to tell somebody. Like, you can even be walking down the street or walking or overhear a conversation, and somebody's about, well, I'm thinking about doing such and such and such, and you're ready to jump in with your conversation or your experience, and you don't even know these people.
Exactly.
And you cannot pay for that. They try it. The advertising world is trying to figure out how to make it happen, but you can't do that without it being organic. You cannot do it and replicate that.
Right.
Because once you start paying somebody to do it, now it's all over. That becomes something else.
Exactly. It becomes something else.
And it's not, you can feel cheesy when it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel cheesy. We all know it's like, oh, here we go. And it's kind of like where they haven't got the bots quite right, and you're going, they don't talk like that, or that it wasn't sincere, or it didn't feel like it came from a person. It was kind of like a robot trying to emulate a person. And that's how sometimes the advertisers do. They're trying to make it feel warm and fuzzy and that it's from a person, but it's not.
Because that's insincerity. There's no genuine feeling or intent behind it. It's insincere, and you can tell that. And I'm just saying, get ready for, when we talk about AI and bots and stuff, just get ready for robots, machines, AI to get it right. Because eventually they will. It'll be to the point where you won't know if you're talking to a real person or a bot.
Let me tell you with a little side note. Normally when I ask Siri about a particular thing about the weather or something, and it's really cold, it would give this like, brr, it's cold. Right. I went in there today and I said, okay, what's the temperature? And don't ask me why California in the springtime was 37 degrees this morning. It was just cold. And it actually had a different voice. Like, they updated the response. It was more natural. I was like, whoa. Okay, what happened? Because it wasn't that natural. Before it would go brr, and it couldn't say it exactly right. This time it was more natural. I was like, oh, but it wasn't me. Like, I could ask my husband, how's the temperature? Oh, you're going to need a coat.
Yes, exactly. Because it's like, okay, you need a coat. Well, it's it's cold. It's windy, but it's not, the temperature's not that cold, but it's windy. So, the more, the faster, higher speed of wind, it cuts the temperature down. That's the wind chill.
Yep.
So, and I asked will not say her, and I said, well, what's because I want to know the wind chill. I wanted to know the something else, the
temperature.
Not the temperature. It was something about
it feels like.
I wanted to know either humidity or something like that, something crazy. And I was like, I tried it, and she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. No, she didn't say that. She just repeated the weather. Like, that's what you want is temperature.
Now on my phone, I can read it, and it says it's this, but it feels like this.
Right. Yahoo Weather will do that for you. And telecast.com, that's the weather site I like when I'm on the computer. It will break everything down, like wind speed, wind chill, humidity, and it shows you by the hour. But my device can't do that. All she did is repeat the temperature. Well, the temperature in New York is and this is scheduled, and tomorrow. I'm like, well, I wanted some more details, so she couldn't give it to me. But there'll be a point where I'll ask for the humidity and she'll give it to me, or I'll ask for the wind speed or whatever, and I'll get that. It's just not there yet.
Correct. But see, the AI is catching up. We should already be there where we are. Our product and service is so good that people are just talking about us.
Yes.
And they always used to call it top of mind when the people try and analyze it and try and get it there. They're like, what can we call it? Top of mind. And it's word of mouth. And it's the water cooler conversation. Don't buy the popcorn at the da-da-da-da-da. Or when you go to this, make sure you say this and make sure you see Charlie. He's the one that's going to give you the best service.
Yes, I mean that's how, and I always say that people think because of social media that all the business rules fly out the window. No, business is business. The way it was conducted in 1945 or 1960 or 1980, business is business. So word of mouth was always there. It was always there. It's just that now you can go on your phone and ask a question of your friends because you cultivated that circle of friends on Facebook, Twitter, wherever. You cultivated that. And that's why I always say curate your feed. Surround yourself with the people that you want, that reflect good upon you and give you as good as you give them. There's a good mix of intelligence and camaraderie there. So that's the group. You can ask them a certain thing. Like I have a friend on my Facebook that they wanted to buy a Mac for their daughter. It was in college, and he asked the question. And people were coming in, go there, do this, do that. And so everybody was coming in with suggestions. But that's how it is. And you can use that. We talk about using that for customer data to find out what your customers are thinking about you, your products, your services. Ask them a question. See what kind of response you get. You'll get one. You'll get it. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of asking them, what do they think of X, Y, Z product? Or what do you think of this service? Or I'm thinking of do this. What do you think? It's not difficult. I don't understand why a lot of people have problems with doing it, or maybe they're afraid. But just ask the question. That's all. It's an informal survey. Asking a question is an informal survey. And if you really want to get detailed with it with Facebook, you can put the poll up and put the answers and have them, check which one they like. But ask the question, because that's the part that's going to give you the information you need. So you don't have to wonder about, well, what are they thinking? What do they think about this? What do they want? What kind of problems do they have? How can I help them? All of those things roll up into that. And so when you start doing that, your word of mouth is going to increase or get better or grow exponentially, however you want it, because you want that word of mouth marketing, because that's easy marketing. It's simple marketing. There's no cost involved with that. It's just the nature of doing the business that you're in and making sure that you're meeting the problem, solving the problem, being courteous, being kind, helpful to your audience or your customers or your clients, and just saying, I'm here to help you. That goes a long way. So that carries that word of mouth, which can cut through the noise, the online noise, because everybody's posting stuff online. Everybody's an entrepreneur. Everybody's a solopreneur. Everybody's a this. Everybody's a that. How do you get through all of that? How do you beat it? I got to make my way through it. And you fighting and losing battle trying to beat everybody else. Just give exceptional product service and customer service. Go the extra mile. Once they buy something from you, call them up, email them, send them a snail mail, send them a gift, send them a coupon. Reach out on social media. Hey, I see you. You bought my XYZ, and I see you took a picture on Instagram. How do you feel? How is it going? That doesn't cost you anything. It takes a few seconds. But it's the goodwill that you're giving out, the word of mouth, that causes the word of mouth that person will go tell someone else about, I bought this necklace online from so-and-so, and they sent me an email a week later asking me, is it okay? How does it fit? How does it feel? Are you satisfied with your purchase? That's all. And once you do that, you're starting to gain a customer, possibly for life of the business, because they're going to be happy, and they're going to tell others about their happiness in person, online. They're going to tell their family. They're going to tell their friends, everybody. And a good example of that, and I hate that, but we talk about Gary all the time. Gary V talks is one of his old daily V's, like from 2 years ago. He was telling a story about someone on Twitter that he was trying to, what was he? I forgot what he's trying to do, but he noticed that this person was a fan of some football player, and he bought the jersey for the player and sent it to the guy. Once he ordered something, he sent the jersey to the guy, and he says he got mad because he didn't hear anything back from the person he sent the jersey to. An expense, and jerseys cost a lot of money. So he said he was a little pissed for a while, a little upset. And then he got a DM or a message from some other person who had bought like all these cases of wine. Bought like a big amount, like a large order. And they said, oh, by the way, I know, I heard that you sent so-and-so this football jersey. And he said, well, I'm a huge Bruce Springsteen fan. Wink, wink. If you sent him a jersey and I just bought all those thousands of wine, well, I would like some Bruce Springsteen tickets. But see how that works when he decided, okay, I'm going to go the extra mile. And you don't have to do that. A lot of people go, I'm not doing that. Now, those are the same people that won't do anything for free in the beginning. In the beginning, to get known, to be seen, to get your business started, to get your clientele started.
Oh, you know what I call that in the beginning? When you think you're doing it for free, you're actually building trust.
You are, because no one knows you. Like I said, that's the attention part of it we talk about. If you're not, somebody asked me, oh, I want to write, I want to be a writer or something. I said, well, are you blogging? No. Why not? You should be writing. You should be writing stuff online. It's not a waste of time, because the more you write, the better you get. Also, you're putting your stuff out online so people get to know you. They don't know you. I don't know you. So why would I buy your book when you're ready to write your book? I don't know you. But if you've been online with a blog for a year and all your stuff is good, all your little short stories, when you get ready to write the novel, you got a built-in audience and go, hey, you guys have enjoyed all these writings for this year. I'm writing this book and here's the pre-order. You know how many people would pre-order? Tons. But
if you stay over in the cuts and don't, I'm just going to wait until I write my book and then try and launch it. That is the old way of doing things, because even back in the day, if you wrote your book or memoir, you would tell your friends and family that you wrote the book, and the friends and family would buy the book. So you still had people that you connected with that were interested in you writing the book. Now, on social media, you get the chance to put your book and put your work out in front of a lot more people.
Yes. And Fran's right. If you're writing a book, that's the old way. You must have an audience first before you sell a book.
I'm going to piggyback off to what you just said. You still need to have an audience first before you try and sell something.
Yes. It's key. Before I'm going to sell mugs. I'm selling t-shirts. I'm going to write a course. I got a planner. I got a this. I got a that. Who are you selling it to? You think because I put a website up and I post on social media, people just going to run to me? No. People are busy. They have lives. They're out with their kids. They're out with their spouses. They're going to birthday parties. They're going to school events for their kids. They're going to work. They're trying to sleep. They're tired. They have to cook dinner. How are you going to fit in all of that? They're not looking for you. So that's why I said you have to build your audience. You have to start out slowly. You have to, unless you got some crazy scheme viral idea that goes viral, which you can't count on that. I mean, it could happen, but don't count on that. Slow and steady wins the race. Steady wins the race. So that's why I was saying you write. If you're a writer and you want to be a writer, start writing. Write your blog. Oh, nobody's reading it. Today, next week, 5 people may read it. Write it on your website and put it on Medium. You might get a couple readers from Medium. there's more readers, and then you share it out social media, you get more readers. See how that works. But if you sit right here today and say, I want to be a writer, and you don't do anything, you don't put any effort into it, it's not going to happen. People are not going to knock on your door and say, hey, I want to buy your book when you write it. They're not thinking about you.
Because they don't know you.
They don't know you, boo. They don't know you. So you got to be known. That's why Mark Schaefer has his book, Known.
And he tells you how to become known. And if you stick around here, we'll help you as well, teaching you how to become known. And TJ is excellent at it. If you haven't been following her over on Instagram, I suggest you do so. And you'll see how she's been posting, and just watch. Even if you don't take a seminar or a webinar or a class or whatever, you can watch what she does and see how she's doing it. She posts Instagram. She's posting on Twitter. She's posting on Facebook to the group Attention Necessary. And then she comes on here and she teaches us what she's learned throughout the week and given us some tips to help us take the hassle out of our hustle and build a profitable business that's fun to run. So then we can find her over on YouTube. But the information is out there, and she's telling people and helping people, and she's approachable. So if you have a question, you can direct message her and she'll answer your question. How do I do this? She published a social media planner for us. And I'm saying us like in anybody who's watching, because it was available to everybody over on the BizChicks group. And if you want, I'm sure if you reach out to her, she'll send you that so that you can understand how to do social media right.
Exactly. And I posted a question from Janelle. She says, wouldn't the issue be getting your post with a poll or voting reach? Do you know if you can boost the post that is a voting post? I'm not sure. I have to check, Janelle, because Facebook is changing a lot of things. I've heard people are, and this even started with January, when Facebook is starting to, stop you from promoting certain things or doing things in a certain way that they consider spammy. So this might be one of those things. Because I'm really not a fan of boosting posts, because I feel like if you're going to pay for something, you should pay for an ad to get new customers or to sell, you get them in your funnel or to sell a product. I'm not a fan of boosting posts just for likes. I've never been a fan of that. But
not for likes. See, that's different.
Right, not for likes. That's a waste of money. That money should be going to an ad for you to get new people into your page, your net, your funnel. But I know Facebook is changing a lot of things, and this may be one of the things that they're changing. So, and then of course, they got all this privacy stuff going on. So I've heard different things that people have started. People want to change the name of their page, and Facebook is not changing it because Facebook has a new rule for page owners that they're looking at making sure that a person is verified, because they've got this privacy issue, and fake profiles have been putting up pages, political stuff. So now they're looking at rules for everybody. So unfortunately, we all have to pay with the new rules. But it's something we can definitely
and it's just one person and ruined it. One person ruined it. One company ruined it all for everybody. Now we all have to, it's like, oh man, why did you go and do that? You know how, one kid in the house gets a whooping and the rest of us got to suffer.
Exactly. I'm just sorry. That's just, how they're doing it now, because rightly so, I've said this all the time, that there is going to be some kind of privacy company where everything is have to go through them, because the outcry is there. People want to protect their privacy, even though they signed up with Facebook. And in the terms of service, Facebook has spelled out everything that they're going to do with you. They don't sell your data. They don't do that, but they do some things, and it's all, they didn't hide It's in the terms of service, which is that long legal document that nobody reads. So now everybody's upset because they didn't read the long terms of service.
And whose fault is that?
Exactly. So like one of the senators was like, "Oh, you should you should find a way to make people to put this information in people's faces." Why? We're all adults. If you don't read it, that's on you.
And how about that? Okay, you do this all the time. They upgrade your phone and they have new terms and conditions, and you just go like click, 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 didn't read it. And some of them even give you the option of downloading this to your email so you can read it, and you don't read it. And then you get mad. Well, how come they're doing da, 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 da? Well, they told you that you were going to have to give up your firstborn.
They told you. And another example that I saw a story on the news last night that I was like, okay, this young lady, she runs a business where she creates parties for dogs. Like, she makes the parties for dogs, and the owners come and the dogs have fun. But her phone, she had a Motorola phone, and she said it exploded and caught fire and burned her carpet and could have burned her house, whatever. But what she didn't tell anybody was that she tried to open the phone, which you're not supposed to open the phone to take the battery out, and it was in the user manual.
And you are in the EULA or whatever extended.
Yes. It says do not open phone because it punctured when you're trying to you could puncture the battery which will start the fire. So she's all mad, upset because Motorola wouldn't give her a new phone. But and they sent her a letter saying you violated the terms of service because you opened the phone. But Motorola said, listen, because she got the news involved and this, they said, listen, we'll give you the phone because it costs less to give her the phone than to go through the legal battle and the public outcry and the PR nightmare. Just give her the phone. They gave her the phone. And when she got the phone, she was like, oh, well, they should have put a sticker on the back saying don't open. But baby, you over 18. Don't you know to read the user manual that comes with your products? And it says do not open phone. But you did that anyway, so you're mad with Motorola because they wouldn't give you a new phone in the beginning and sent you a letter saying that you caused the fire. So she wanted to blame everything on the corporation when it was her fault. It was the customer's fault. So that's what I'm saying. Where's the point where you as an adult take responsibility for, I bought a product that says do not open phone. You open it anyway. And you cause a fire in your home, but you want the company to pay for everything. We got to get past that. So the same thing with Facebook. You signed up. It's a free service. You have to always think about it's free. What is the cost? There is a cost. Where is the cost? Either you pay with money, you pay with data, you pay with time, one of those things. So you have to decide as an adult, what are you going to put up with? If you don't want to use Facebook, don't. But don't get mad and say, well, Facebook should do this and that and that and that. No, don't use it. Either use it or don't use it.
Yeah, you wouldn't want anybody telling you how to run your company.
Right. You would get really mad. Say no.
And it's okay that they listen to us, but that's their bat, their ball, their field, everything. They can pick it up and go home.
Exactly. So that's my point, is that a company that's willing to listen to you and reach out to you and talk to you, then all of them are not doing that. You're hiding behind, this is the lawyer or the rule or this or that. And like I said, with the story with the young lady, she got the phone in the end and Motorola could have not given her the phone, but it made sense to give her the phone because it was one phone. It's not worth it to go through the whole hassle of they got to get the legal team over here and go to court and this, where they could be putting that money and resource into something bigger with the company. So listen, the phone costs what, $50 here. Give her the phone, but make her sign an agreement. And the thing that I thought really funny last night was this was her second time opening the phone. So I'm thinking, girl, you lucky. But I would make her sign this agreement. You don't come back for another phone. This is your last phone with us. We're not going to give you another.
No, she probably wouldn't do that with anybody else either. But okay.
Yeah, so there was a lot of things, and the story was designed to get sympathy for her. And I'm like, as soon as I heard she opened the phone and punctured the battery and she wasn't supposed to do that, I just went, okay.
And see, and then and the story, okay, this is my journalism thing coming up. It shouldn't have been written in any way to sway one way or the other. It should have just been, here's what happened, and give you all the I've been watching Dragnet lately. Just the facts, people.
Just the facts, ma'am. And see, this is the thing that they write it like, well, Motorola didn't want to give her a phone. No, you left all of the other stuff, and this is one of those, the local news that they go around solving consumer product problems. So yes, they want to sway it to where, Motorola didn't want to pay for the phone. No, they had told her it was her fault, that she caused the fire. She caused the fire. It wasn't one of those things where the phone just spontaneously combusted and in the plane or on the bed or whatever. Those are legitimate concerns. No, she opened the battery trying to open the phone, which you're not supposed to open the phone. And she goes, oh, well, they didn't print that on the back of the phone. Do we need instructions printed on the back of everything?
When you get a user manual, the box comes before you even get to the phone. The papers are on top for you to before you.
And there's a paper that tells you read the instruction. They put a paper on top of all the other papers that said, please read the instructions first.
And they say warning.
Yes, warning and symbols and fire and all. I'm thinking, but now we gotta put a label on the back of the phone that says do not open. No, we're not doing that. So she got her phone. I'm pretty sure, hopefully, Motorola made her sign something saying, do not come back. We're not giving you another phone. And that's that. But I'm just thinking, I bring that up because I'm just saying that it gets to the fact where everybody wants everybody to regulate this, that, and the other. And it's like, well, you should do this. And, well, okay, you should put a sign that says, do not cross the street when the light is green. What? No. There are things that you're supposed to know as an adult.
And the hand is standing up there telling you red, don't cross.
And you cross, whose fault is that? So that's what I'm saying, is this, we're getting to the point where people are just doing things and going through, it's like at the railroad crossing and the train is coming and the little arm comes down. Why would you try to go around the arm? The arm is there for a reason, so you don't get hit by the train. But you have to tell people that, please do not go around that arm.
And they had to put the arm in place because people would not use common sense, see a train coming and going to try and go across it anyway.
They have flashing lights. They got an arm. And people are still getting hit by trains because they try to go around the arm thinking, oh, that doesn't apply to me.
So the moral of the story is you need to take, or we need to take responsibility for our own destiny, actions, whatever.
Yes.
We need to take responsibility. Did you read the Facebook terms and conditions?
Apple has it too.
Yes.
Apple has one too. Everybody has them, but you don't read them.
Everybody, and I just got something from Square that said, we've updated our terms and conditions. Well, that means Fran has to stop and read and find out what they've changed.
Yeah. So
that I am in compliance. It's no longer I can just la 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 la. And I'm just gonna stop clicking the dialogue box before you read it.
You can't. I mean, it has to be a point where common, like Karen said, common sense, not so common. But I mean, and getting back to the word of mouth thing is that there's so much information and people are, you want to have this word of mouth because it's organically growing out of the things that you're doing right with your business.
Yes.
So you can, and I always say you want to start with organic, even though there's, organic is the window is closed, like a little teeny tiny bit of organic left, but try to squeeze it out anyway, because that's free. That's stuff that is coming out of the things that you are doing. Like I said, with the word of mouth, that you're putting out exceptional quality. You're putting out your customer service is top notch. You're following up with the consumer. You're sending them a coupon. You're asking them for a referral. You're asking them, and especially you want to do a good job, because you can say, well, you get a discount if you bring me another customer.
So you just basically want us to talk to the people that we already have.
Yeah.
Oh. What a concept. Talk to them and smile at them and say thank you for being here. Cubby, I can't remember how to pronounce his last name.
Cuberness, yeah, Chris Cuberness. I know.
Yes, Chris. I call him Cubby. But Chris, he put out something about how to act on social media. I was like, oh, say thank you for the people who follow you.
And it's small things that people, I don't know if they're lazy or they don't want to do it or they don't care or what. I don't know. And see, Karen says a mix of free and paid is always great. Exactly. You don't want to, I mean, you if you do the paid, you're going to have to, that's an expenditure for your business. So you want to try to maximize the free always. Try to maximize the free, especially when there's a tool online and they say, oh, you get a 30-day free trial to try, because they want you to try out the software, the product, the service before you buy it, because it may not be a good fit. So you get the 30, you use the trial for free and see if you like it. And then if it's something that, a tool that you need and it fits in your budget, then go right ahead. But you want to try it out. You want to get the free, the organic. You want to get all that first, because that's stuff that all you have to do is put a little effort and time in. And I know you're busy. And I would say with social media, what you're going to do, you spend 15 minutes in the morning and or 3 times a day, whenever you fit it in, and do your social media and look at stuff and answer questions and search for things. This is where you can fit that in. If you see someone that's using your product, and you set it up, especially on Instagram, you set it up with a special hashtag, and you go check that special hashtag, and you can go in and real quickly respond to somebody. It's just quick. Oh, I'm glad you're happy with the product. I'm glad to see you're using it. Oh, I'm glad your dog likes this, or whatever your thing is. I'm glad that you enjoy it. That's all it is. The same way when you talk to people, when you meet them in the supermarket, on the street, in the party, in your neighborhood, the things that you say to people is the things that you say online. There's no perfect. And I hate it when I see these things, the perfect post, the perfect this, the perfect that. I'm
going to tell you right now, your post is not going to be perfect. You're going to misspell a word. You're going to go, oops, I should have did this. So what? We get it. We understand what you were trying to say. It's okay.
Part of it. That's the human part of it, that you're human, that you made a mistake. Oops. And then you can go back and say, oops, I made a mistake. But that's the human part of it. And you're showing that you're real and not a robot. Really.
Yes.
So, I mean, just think about it. Word of mouth.
And what are in giving them, making sure that the word of mouth they're spreading about you is positive and worth spreading, because you're doing the service, you're giving, especially if people don't know you, just talk to them. Talk to the people while you got 5, 10, 15, 20, 100 people. Talk to them while you can.
Yes.
Because when you get bigger, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. And that one-on-one interaction is so much better than having your department speak for you.
Exactly. You want to have this word of mouth, because it means you're doing something right. And you're going to get benefit out of it. You can squeeze so much out of it. And it didn't cost you anything, because it's you being you in your business. You're not being fake or phony. It's just, when I go to that hair salon, they treat me nice and they give me snacks and they do this or whatever they do. Or when I go to this store, you go in the store and some stores you go shopping, they have champagne and they have little snacks and what. those are things, they do those little tidbit things to please you. They want to please their customers, and that's a good thing. There are other businesses that don't want to please it. I'm like, why are you in business? Grumpy, mad, what do you want? Why are you in business if you have that kind of attitude? That's not the way to sales. That's not the way to a happy customer.
Oh, happy sales. You know, that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow with Coach Karen. She's going to be talking, she's talking to us about sales and different type of sales and that type of thing. So you got help here so that you can do it well. And I like the fact that word of mouth, the word of mouth is the oldest form of advertising that there ever has been.
Yeah.
Has not changed.
Old school marketing, it always works, but it takes effort. It takes work. It takes knowing your customer. It's taking, you have to know everything about you, your customer, and it's work, but you're in business. It's not, it's not it's set it and forget it, passive income. I'm going to lay around the pool all day or do whatever. That's not, no. Just know you have to put work in, because the work you put in, the effort and the results are so much greater that way. It's a better feeling when you put hard work into it, and you're putting out a great product. You're putting out a great service.
Well,
you're doing good, and your customers are telling you that. They tell you and they tell others. That's
correct. Every relationship that's going to win takes work, right?
Exactly. Relationship. Here we are back to relationship business and relationship correlation.
It takes work. Stop talking to your significant other and find out what happens.
There's no set it and forget it here. And a lot of people want to do that because, I don't know who to blame, but it's just that because social media came along, people think I can just offload it, set it over there, put the timer on, and just go about my business. And it's just going to tick, the AI, the chat. Oh, it's just going to do the work for me. It's my own robot, my own thing. No, because it's going to break.
And it's going to backfire. It will backfire when people tell you when it's not real. It will backfire. It's like, you're not, who are you?
Good. Who are you? That's a good question. Who are you? Why are you here? What are you doing? And like we said, you want to be helpful. Not that you want to be a doormat. We're not saying you be a doormat and let people run. We're saying helpful. Come from the standpoint of I'm here to help somebody. That somebody is your person in your target audience, your marketing persona, all those marketing terms. The person that you're talking to, the one person that you're talking to online, that person. Think about that person when you do anything online or anything with your business, advertising, organic, whatever. You're putting your message on social media, you're writing a blog post, you're doing whatever. What does that person want to hear, know, see, think, feel? What do they want? And you should know that. So that's the word of mouth part of it. I mean, it's old school marketing, and we're getting away from it because social media is, I can automate my posts. I can schedule my posts. I can do this. Okay, yeah, you can schedule some things, but not everything. You got to get in there and say, hey to everybody. Hey, I'm glad, what's going on? I'm glad you like this product, this service. I'm glad you like what I'm doing. When you get compliments from your customers or the audience, say, thank you. I'm glad that you like what we had to say or what we're doing or what we're presenting. Just say that and keep it going. It's simple, but why is it so hard for people to do? I don't know. It's puzzling.
Yeah, well, because so here's the thing. The people so I've been doing business for over 30 years. So what we learned in business prior to that, You learned customer service. You learned how to do those type of things, how to talk to a customer, and how not to be salesy and all of those things. Now, coming up now in the digital age, the millennials and the younger entrepreneurs need to be hooked up with a seasoned entrepreneur so that you know how to respond. I'm going to go into the word blab right now. You don't do what they did. You don't build up a community and do all of that and just say, oh, I'm tired of that, and walk away without notifying somebody that this is going to go away. So there was some, I think it was a bunch of young people who did not know protocol or not ethics. What am I going to say? Etiquette.
Yes.
You don't just do that. You tell somebody when you're going to, oh, I've decided that we're not going to be doing that anymore. And then you just tell somebody. So the younger entrepreneurs need the help of a seasoned entrepreneur on how to navigate etiquette.
Yes. I agree. And there is a service called SCORE, where there's I think it's retired executive business executives that help, and it's not just millennials. They help anybody with business advice. So first you have to recognize that you have to do that. I mean, some of them do not realize that they need to do that. But once you realize that you need help, there is help with SCORE.
Because
I believe it.
I think sometimes they're not getting because it's basically home training.
Yes.
There is some stuff that you don't say to people, and then there's some stuff you do say, and how you say it. All of that begins at the home. How you answer a phone begins at home.
The basics.
Well, you don't have a phone anymore in the house.
No, you don't. You have your phone, which goes to you everywhere.
And so if your parents don't know how you are answering a call, unless they call, maybe the parents should call the kids every once in a while on their phone to see how they answer. But that needs to be taught. And I think there's a gap there on how to teach. Oh, social etiquette. We might need to do a workshop, TJ.
We might have to do that. But I mean, I understand what you're saying, because like with my daughter, when I see her doing things or whatever, and I know she's not thinking about it, I correct her. I'm saying, okay, when you pass by someone and you don't say excuse, you have to say excuse me, just little things like that. And like you're saying, they're not being taught those things. They'll be given a device and okay, they're in the room.
Yeah. And then, okay, so they've taken gym out of school. They've taken recess out of school. They've done all these things.
Writing, everything.
And so the little etiquettes and the little niceties are also gone, and and somebody needs to step up and teach that.
I agree. So that's why I wanted to talk about word of mouth marketing, which is what this is. Word of mouth. Basically, just you don't have to learn something new. It's not, I have to learn something new. I have to learn Facebook ads. I have to learn Instagram ads. I have to learn it's okay, I'm going to run my business the right way. I'm going to help people. I'm going to be thankful and courteous and kind, and reach out to my customers and my clients and ask them, is there anything else I can do for you? How's the product working out? How's this working out? And sending them coupons. Here, thank you. Thank you for being a customer. Doing this and doing that, and then letting that, what you're known for, speak for you. And it travels out like sound waves. It just travels out from what you're doing naturally.
Yes. I think this has been a very good conversation, and it bears listening to again or sharing with someone who needs it. Your biggest asset is word of mouth. What are you doing with it? How are you going to acquire it? And TJ, I think that one of the questions that we might address is, so how do I build my online? How do I build attention online? And maybe that's something that we can talk about in a future, giving them the points of things that they need to do.
Right. Definitely, we can visit that topic. Definitely.
All right. So, and if you have any other questions about any other topic you'd like to learn about, please put it in the chat, send us a message, reach out to us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, somewhere, wherever you are, reach out and let us know how we can help. Because that's what we're here to do, help you run a profitable business that is fun to run.
That's what we're here for. We're here to help answer questions. Like I said, it's not a lecture. It's a discussion. And it's more fun when we've got the audience coming in with their opinions and their comments on what they think about the topic that we're talking about. So that makes everything a discussion and a conversation, and we get to learn from each other. So that's really what we're doing here.
Yep. So we want to say thank you for tuning in. And TJ will be back next week with some more great information. TJ, there's some people over on the BizChicks group, and they want to know more about how, content marketing and that type of thing. So if you, one lady specifically on the question, she needed help with that. So
I will check it out.
And we're here to help. So tomorrow, Coach Karen's coming in talking about your money and getting your mind right about sales. Thursday, we're going to be talking health and wellness and the unhappy entrepreneur. Robin is going to be teaching about. I'm like, oh, I'm looking forward to that. And then it's the Tech Divas Weekly. New name.
But Tech Divas Weekly.
Yep, Tech Divas Weekly. We meet up on Friday. We talking tech, questions about your gadgets, questions, how you got all that stuff for Christmas and New Year's and everything, and you don't know how to use it. We're here to help you. Yep. We talk about social media, talking about what's happening with all of, social media, Facebook, Instagram, especially everybody is, you're probably getting a lot of notifications about privacy policies and all of that. We can talk about it all.
Okay, we will.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right. So thank you so much. And Jason, thank you for coming in. And Curtis. Jason, and Curtis Brooke. Hey. Hi, Curtis. So we will be watching. Yes, thank you so much. We will see you again on tomorrow.
We will see you later. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.
Bye.